Take a slow breath in. And let it out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Let the weight of the day fall away from you. Let your body settle into wherever you are resting. There is nothing you need to carry right now. Tonight we will hear the story of Jacob's ladder, from the 28th chapter of Genesis. It is the story of a man alone on the ground, with nothing but a stone for a pillow. A man running from trouble, sleeping in an open field. And while he sleeps, heaven opens above him. A ladder stretches from earth to sky, and angels move upon it. God speaks a promise over a man who does not yet know how near God truly is. You do not need to hold every detail. You can simply listen and let the story carry you. God's presence found in the most unexpected place. That is what tonight holds. Jacob left Beersheba and set out for Haran. He was leaving the land of his father Isaac and his mother Rebekah. He was leaving because his brother Esau was angry. Jacob had taken the blessing that belonged to the firstborn. He had knelt before his father with goatskin on his hands, and Isaac, old and blind, had blessed him thinking he was Esau. When Esau discovered what had happened, he wept bitterly and said in his heart that he would kill his brother. So Rebekah told Jacob to flee to her brother Laban in Haran, far to the north. And Isaac sent him away with a blessing, saying, "May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you." But for now, Jacob was simply walking. The road stretched long ahead of him. The land of Canaan spread out dry and open around him. He was alone, perhaps for the first time in his life. No tent of his father. No voice of his mother. Just his own steps on the dust, and the horizon ahead. The sun moved across the sky and began to set. Jacob came to a certain place and stopped, because the sun had gone down. He would rest here for the night. The day was done. He could go no further. You can rest. Jacob took one of the stones of that place and put it under his head. He lay down in that place to sleep. There was no soft bed, no covering but the sky. The ground was hard beneath him. The stone was cold against his head. He had no tent to set up, no fire to light, no companion to keep watch. It was just Jacob, the earth, and the night coming on around him. Think of how small a man looks lying on open ground. The land wide in every direction. The stars appearing one by one above him. The silence of a place with no name, no marker, no significance that anyone could see. He did not choose this place because it was holy. He stopped here because the sun had set. It was simply where the day ended. And yet this ordinary ground, this hard bed, this nameless place would become something else entirely before the night was through. Jacob did not know that yet. He only knew that he was tired, and that the stone held his head, and that sleep was coming. He closed his eyes. And he slept. You can rest. And he dreamed. In the dream, there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. It stood firm on the ground where Jacob lay, and it stretched upward beyond what the eye could follow. And the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. They moved steadily, without hurry. Ascending and descending. a constant, quiet traffic between heaven and earth. The ladder was not shaking. It was not fragile or uncertain. It stood as though it had always been there, as though the connection between heaven and this patch of ground had never been broken. Jacob had thought he was alone. He had thought this was an empty place. But the dream showed him something different. Heaven was open above him. Angels moved between the sky and the ground where he slept. The distance between God and Jacob was not what Jacob had imagined. It was no distance at all. The ladder reached from the very earth beneath his body all the way to the throne of heaven. And Jacob lay at the foot of it, asleep, held, and seen. You can rest. And the Lord stood above the ladder and spoke. He said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. These were the same promises God had made to Abraham, and then to Isaac. Now they were spoken over Jacob, the man on the ground, the man with a stone for a pillow. But then God said something more. Something personal. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Wherever you go, I am with you. I will keep you. I will bring you back. I will not leave you. These words were not earned by Jacob. They were given freely, spoken over a sleeping man who had done nothing to deserve them. God's promise did not depend on Jacob's goodness. It rested on God's own faithfulness. And that is where it rests still. You can rest. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep. He opened his eyes to the same ground, the same stone, the same open sky. But something had changed. He knew now what he had not known before. And he said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. He was afraid, and he said, How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. The ground had not changed. The stone was the same stone. The place looked no different in the morning light than it had when he lay down. But Jacob saw it differently now. The ordinary ground was holy. The empty place was the gate of heaven. God had been there all along, before Jacob arrived, before he laid his head down, before the dream came. Jacob simply had not known it. And perhaps that is often how it is. God is present before we are aware. The ground beneath us is holy before we think to look. You can rest in that. You can rest. Jacob rose early in the morning. He took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up as a pillar. The same stone that had been his rough pillow through the night now stood upright, marking the place where God had spoken. He poured oil on the top of it. A simple act of reverence. The oil running down the stone in the early light. He called the name of that place Bethel, which means the house of God. Before that night, the place had been called Luz. It had no special meaning to anyone. But now it had a name that would echo through generations. Bethel, the house of God. Then Jacob made a vow. He said, "If God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone, which I have set up for a pillar, shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will give a full tenth to you." The pillow became a pillar. The resting place became a house of worship. The night of fear became the morning of promise. Jacob went on his way, carrying the words of God with him into whatever lay ahead. You can rest. The stone became a pillar. The ground was holy. The ladder reached to heaven. God was in that place. Jacob did not know it, but God was already there. Before the dream, before the sleep, before Jacob even stopped walking, God was already there. You are not alone. The promise still holds. Wherever you go, God is with you. He will keep you. He will not leave you. You do not need to earn that presence. You can rest. The night was not empty. The ground held him. God spoke while Jacob slept. You are held in the same way. Wherever you are, God is in this place. You did not have to find him. He was already here. You can let go. You can stop searching. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest. God is in this place. The ladder reaches heaven. You are not alone. You are held. The promise still stands. You can rest.